Hey everyone.
Hey. How good's that?
Yeah.
We are live. Hi. Hi.
Hey, welcome everyone.
I think we're starting to get used to this.
Yeah, a little bit. It's definitely a lot less clunky than it was the first time.
Yeah.
The first time I went live.
Hey, welcome to the very last day of Cart Open for Couple and Team.
Yeah, it's the end of our launch week, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been a ride.
Yeah, oh, it definitely has been. It's been a pretty epic week though.
Yeah, we've had some incredible conversations with couples and experts and hosted this many lives. And like
a live a day.
Yeah, and our communication masterclass with the lovely Miranda Claire.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, whoever's someone's joined us and I can't see their name yet. Hi.
Yeah.
Say hello, please.
Drop a comment and then we'll be able to
say hi.
Yeah.
So we've got 58 minutes until the doors close and for a couple of months on Couple and Team. So we thought we would answer some of the questions that we've got over the last week or so. So do you want me to start, Nath?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So is Couple and Team private?
So yes, yeah, absolutely. Couple and Team is private. So it's purely an online course. So you've got your own personal login, and you can basically work through it all at your own pace. So it keeps track of where everything's at. But yes, absolutely, it's private.
Yeah, no one will see your details unless you want to actively share them in the group.
Yeah, but we do also have the Thriving Couples Collective, which is our Facebook group to be able to connect with other people and to be able to share with the community. So there is definitely a social aspect to it as well if you want to be social. But yeah, the actual course itself is private.
All right. Is Couple and Team open to everyone?
Absolutely.
Yes. So
yeah, definitely.
Heterosexual presenting couple, I guess, let's call it.
Yeah.
But the content is specifically about being a partnership and a team, and that is regardless of sexual identity, gender, wherever you identify as. We have been as inclusive as we know how. Happy to call out, I guess, that this is through the lens of our relationship and that's our experience and the lessons that we've learned.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is absolutely open to everyone.
Yeah.
All right, Nath, do you have to be in a relationship to benefit from the course?
Oh, absolutely not. A lot of the activities that are in there are essentially individual activities, and then there's an element to then, after you've done the exercise yourself, then go and share with your partner. But if you're single or if you're undetermined at this point in time,
or you're in a relationship that is early,
but you're wanting to do the course yourself, then absolutely all of the exercises you can do yourself and work out where your strengths and everything are, and then bring that back into your relationship.
Okay. Yeah. So what if I'm really keen to do the course but my partner is not interested at all? Should I still do it?
So it's probably a similar answer. I think that, yeah, absolutely. There is so many things that you can learn about yourself and about, what you're bringing into a relationship, and then you can bring that back into your partnership. So I think there's a really good analogy, which I think was one that you really loved, that if you've got a pot plant in your house and one of you, and no one's looking after it, then it's going to essentially shrivel and die, and everyone forgets to water it.
The opposite of thriving.
Yeah, the opposite of thriving. But really, even if there's only one person in the household or in the house who starts to water it and starts to look after it, it's going to start growing. So I think that's absolutely the same for relationships.
Given our background here, you can see that I'm a bit of indoor plant fan. So I like an indoor plant analogy. But I think it's true. I think if you want to improve something, the thing that you have most influence over is yourself. And your ability to be the change, which we talk a lot about, and that's about taking accountability for what you have the influence over. So if you want to improve your relationship and your partner's like, whatever, you can still move the needle, even if it's just you showing up.
Hey, Carla, and hey, everyone else who's joined us. Also, everyone who's online, just pop your comments in the chat box as well, and we'll definitely get around to answering your questions. Anything you've got about couple and team, or anything about relationships in general.
Or if you're watching on Team Replay, let us know that too by dropping in Team Replay. And if you've got any questions, like, we'll come back and answer them in the comments. You don't have to be joining us live. If you're on Replay and you've got questions, give us a holler.
Yep.
All right, Nath. Exploring relationships is really new to me. Is this for beginners?
Yeah, it absolutely is for beginners. So we've had all sorts of people go through our course so far. So like, people in new relationships and people also that have been together for quite a while. And I think it's given everyone who's gone through it, it's given them a real good framework to be able to have some of these conversations and to be able to, have some of the chats that might be a little bit more vulnerable. And you don't necessarily know how to approach to begin with.
Yeah, I think one of the beautiful things about an online course like this is that you do get to do it in the privacy of your own home, and you can go as deep or as shallow as you want to go. Especially if some of this stuff is new to you, and it's this is the first time you're having some of these conversations with another person, or even if you're having it with yourself for the first time. I think that one of the ideas that we stand behind around like having a better relationship is that there is no end point. So no matter where you are, it can always be better. And I think that's, no one's relationship is ever perfect. Ours definitely isn't.
No.
And I don't know anyone who's got a perfect relationship. But I do think that we can always pursue better. And that's where growth comes from.
Yeah, definitely.
From overcoming challenges.
Yeah.
All right, we kind of touched on this already, but are lessons inclusive of same-sex couples and people who identify as part of the rainbow community?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. The majority of the course is content filmed by me and my delivery, and I have done my absolute best to use very inclusive language. And as we said, the course is designed for people of all genders and all sexual identities, and that's really important to me. But with the little asterisk that this is through my lived experience, Nate's lived experience in our relationship and in the world of business. So it's at that intersection there.
Yeah.
All right, Nath, how long does Couple and Team go for?
So you would get access to the course for 12 months. And there are 12 main modules. So you can basically work through it at your own pace. It is purely self-paced. Some people might want to work through it at one module a week, which would be then for 3 months, or otherwise you might want to spread it out a little bit more and dive a little bit deeper into some of those topics and spread it out over the full 12 months. But you'll definitely have access for that whole time.
Yeah, but in terms of the thank you for whoever's sharing the rainbows. I can't see your name, but yes, rainbow. In terms of the time commitment for Couple and Team, like if you subbed out one Netflix night, however frequently you binge on that, like just sub that out into something that's going to invest in yourself and your growth. The modules have been designed to be bite-sized, so they're 60 to 90 minutes depending on how deep you kind of go in the activity and if you get stuck or if you want to refresh things, but it's intended to get you to the gold as quickly as possible. This is not a lot of fluff. There's not huge big intros and long-winded stories. It's designed to get you to the gold as quickly as possible.
Love it, Danny.
Yeah. Hey, Danny. So, Nath, when does the course start and finish?
So instantly. So as soon as you sign up, you'll get access to the course instantly. Your login details you'll set up when you through the checkout process, and then you can dive straight in.
You're in.
Yep, you're in.
Yeah. The course. Oh, this mirrored thing still getting me. The content is not like drip fed, so you can go
binge
in
it as quickly as you want.
Yeah. So if you really wanted to spend a weekend like digging deep into your relationship, you could absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Or you can spend the year, whatever you like. You kind of just answered it, Nath. How long will I have access to the course?
Yeah. So for a full 12 months.
Yeah. And how much does it cost?
So the course costs $497, but there is also a payment plan option.
Oh, you probably should know this off the top of your
Yeah.
head, shouldn't you?
three monthly payments of 189.
I think it's 198.
No, it's 189.
180.
Double check it, but I'm pretty sure it's
We
189.
know what's going on, guys. We know what's going on, team.
Yeah.
All right. So can you recap that, please, Nathan?
Yes. So the installment option is 3 monthly payments of 189, or otherwise you can pay in full, which is the best value, which is 497 total.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that if you were going to invest in yourself and your relationship or any sort of personal development, or you wanted to see a coach of some sort or a therapist of some sort, like the price is totally biased. I think this is an incredible investment. And I really wish something like this had existed for us when we were much earlier in our relationship too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I always think, like, maybe this is a bit morbid, but like, what's the cost of not doing it? Like, what's the cost of your relationship getting to a place where you're in a lot of pain?
Yeah.
What will that cost you in terms of not just time and money and energy, but like the emotional discomfort of your relationship being in a bad place? Like, what would you pay or what would you invest to prevent that? It's a bit like going to the gym, right? Like, you go to the gym,
as a preventative
and to
measure.
take care of the one body that you've got.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of the same for your relationship. Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Nath, do you offer refunds?
Yeah, we do. We've got a 100% money back guarantee if you're unhappy with the course. So within the first 30 days, if you go through and feel like you haven't got your values worth, then absolutely there's a full money back guarantee.
Yeah. We built this because we care about your relationship.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So we want you to get the outcome, and whatever you deem that outcome being, that we want to help you have that healthy, happy, thriving relationship. And if you don't feel like Couple and Team has done that, we will absolutely give you your money back. Yeah. So there's no risk. No risk. If you're a bit unsure, you can jump in, take a look around, and if you decide it's not for you, just let us know, and we'll happily hand that back to you.
Yeah. For anybody who's just joined us, keep popping your comments in the and questions in the comment box.
All right, Nath, you kind of touched on this already, but what happens when you click purchase and you've put in those precious credit card details?
Yeah.
What happens?
So you put in those details, you also set up your login details at the same time, and then straight away you'll be sent your login information and the link to be able to access the course. And from there, you can jump straight across and access the full course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it.
That's it.
Easy.
It's that simple. But one other thing, just to note as well, is that it is available on mobile and on desktop. So you can download the Kajabi app and then log in to that app, and you'll be able to, access all the lessons and everything straight through there.
So question there, can you start any time of the year? So we are only opening doors to the course a handful of times a year. So the doors will close at 8 p.m. tonight, and then they won't open again for another couple of months. There's a few reasons for that, but we want to make sure that we can show up and serve our community
and our new members.
The majority of the time. We know that success loves a deadline, and that's kind of the way that this is going to work. So if you are considering it, your opportunity to join us is now, or it won't be for another couple of months.
Early in the new year, likely.
Yeah. And in saying that, we're not even sure that it will be at the same price. So this is introductory offer.
It is.
So if you are considering it, please reach out or just jump straight in and back yourself and back your decision. All right, Nath. We kind of answered this already. How long does it take to work through each lesson?
Yeah, so I guess each lesson is intended to be 60 to 90 minutes long. So that's with the little bite-sized videos, but then also the activities as well. So as Sammy kind of mentioned before, if you just sub out one little Netflix bingey night with a Couple and Team night, then absolutely you can get through it at probably one module a week.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, so we had another question there. Can you pre-purchase to start in your next launch date? Yes. So all of this is self-paced aside from our monthly group calls. So if you were to jump in and enroll right now, you would have access immediately for the next 12 months, and you would have access to those group calls starting now, but they're not required. Like that's a bonus extra. So you could enroll now and start whenever you are ready. Anytime within that next 12 months. Okay. All right, Nath. I think this is the last one. Can my partner and I do the lessons together?
Absolutely. And that's the intent behind it too. So the intent is that the two of you will work through it together, you watch the videos together, and then complete the activities at the same time.
Yeah. In saying that though, we have had couples who have watched the videos lessons separately and then just done the activities together. So it's totally up to you, but you do have
watch them on your commute or something.
Yeah.
And then come back together and do the activities.
So
or to share after you've done the activities even.
So there is flexibility on that, and you can log in multiple devices as well. So you're not locked to one place. So you can absolutely do the lessons together, and that's probably what we would recommend, unless there's something that you're struggling with, in which case you might want to do it separately and then come back together. But yeah, the intent is that you're both invested in the development of yourself and your relationship, so you can work towards a much deeper connection, get on the same team, and then this is it's about being better, not perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. Is there any other final questions before we kind of wrap up? Thank you for everyone for joining us and
Hey
listening
Jess, hey
in.
Manuela.
Hey Jess.
Yeah. Pop any of your questions in the chat.
There's some comments here maybe. Oh, are the modules designed to do with your partner or to do independently and at first and then regroup? I think we just kind of answered that.
Yeah.
Okay, Carla has asked, what would you say is the best measure of progress? This is an excellent question.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done it yet already, we have something called the Fueled Up quiz, which will benchmark you on 8 different areas of your relationship and life. And we get you to take that quiz at the beginning of the course and then also partway through and then at the end, so that you've got a metric, a way of measuring whether or not you're making progress. I'm a big believer that what gets measured gets managed, and you can move the needle on things. That's why I've got this handy dandy Apple Watch, because I needed to be able to measure your
fitness goals.
Yes, and track my fitness goals. I mean, the quiz is a great place for you to start. Even if you're not joining Couple and Team, go and use that resource. It's totally available. It's free for you. And it will give you a great temperature check on where you're at for those 8 different areas of your relationship and life. And I think one of the biggest measures of progress is not necessarily that the results move or the needle moves for each tank, but that the gap between you gets smaller. So for example, if Nath was rating the area of our life as of career and business as a 5 out of 5, and I was giving it a 1 or a 2, the problem is not the 1 or the 2, it's the gap between, and that the expectations and reality are different, and we're clearly not on the same page about what thriving looks like. So it's an opportunity to sort of check in on that and make sure that you've both got similar expectations for that area of your life. So that would be the best measure of progress. Next question. I understand you can go at your own pace. Is there a recommended amount of time to set aside per week, per month? Yeah, I mean, as we said, the actual learning time, the actual content consumption time would be less than an hour per module. Yeah, and you could dig into those activities. There's definitely some that you could do as a couple and you could do as an individual. So if you wanted to do them respectively, each do the individual version and the together version, you could spend a little longer, but at the cheapest ticket to entry, I would say you would want to give yourself an hour per module, which really over the scope of 12 months of access, that's 1 hour a month.
Yeah. It's not a big investment, is it?
No.
But there are also some bonus resources, I guess, there too within some of the modules. So there's podcast episodes to listen to. There's also some other videos and things like that, video resources, and a few other external resources. So if you want to deep dive a little bit further and kind of invest deeper into certain modules, then absolutely there's resources there to do that too.
Yeah, and maybe I should mention too that the course is designed to sort of touch on all learning styles. So whether or not you prefer to watch, read, listen, or do, there's things there for each of those learning styles. So some people might come at it with all 4 prongs. Some people might just be a reading auditory learner. So there's that option there for you as well. All right, Nath, I reckon the very last question is, we talk about better relationships equaling a better world. How does that happen?
So I guess the first thing is that when you do purchase Couple and Team, we donate 10 building bricks made of recycled plastic to build schools in Indonesia.
Yeah.
So that's done through one of our partners, Buy One Give One, and the actual organisation that helps do this is Classroom of Hope.
Yeah, and our friends Duncan and Nicola. If you haven't heard that podcast episode, I definitely encourage you to go have a listen, because their romantic story, their relationship story is really beautiful, but so is the mission that they're on.
Yeah.
So
it dropped a couple of weeks ago, so definitely go check that out.
Yeah.
It's a really, really, really great episode and a really great mission that they're on as well. There's also there is a video on our on the courses page, fuelcollective.com.au/courses. There's a video there showing one of the schools being built.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah. So that's one way that we create a better world. What's the other way?
Well, the other way is by people investing in their own relationships and by being able to solve problems and solve issues within their own relationships, so that they can then level up and be able to solve some bigger issues in the world.
Yeah, I really like the analogy that, like, when you're sick, you're not a lot of help to anyone but yourself. And when you're in a great place, your relationship's in a great place, you can direct that energy to solving some much bigger problems in the world. You can show up as a better partner, a better colleague, a better peer, a better friend, a better contributor to this world and this planet. So we really believe that if we all had better relationships, we would ultimately create a much better world. So we hope that you agree with us and consider that your relationship is worth investing in. So it's almost 7:30.
Yeah.
And doors will close at 8 p.m.
Got 35 minutes.
So you got 35 minutes if you would like to join us. We've been boxing up all of the goodies to post out to the couples that have already decided to join us, which is exciting. So not only do you obviously get the online course and the modules and things, but we do send you some tactile bits and pieces in the mail as well. So you have a hard copy workbook to help guide you through all of the activities.
Yeah.
Which is where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
So does anyone have any last questions before we jump out? Let me have a quick look.
Just a couple of people have joined us. So any final questions?
Any final questions? All the hearty emojis. All right, Nath,
otherwise, if you've got any more private questions, reach out to either of us individually. So Sammy at fuelcollective.com.au or Nathan at fuelcollective.com.au, and we'll be more than happy to answer those as well.
Yeah, if you've got something you want to ask in private.
Yeah.
All right, Nath. So to round this out, what would you say you learnt from Doors Open this week? We had lots of conversations about relationships.
Yeah, we did. Well, I think the webinar that we did on communication was really incredible. And Miranda did share a lot of really good tips around that, and even just like the 5 levels of listening. I thought that was it's a really powerful methodology, and I think that's really great.
Yeah, it's a really good framework.
Yeah, it is. What did you learn since Doors Open?
I think this is probably like from the lens of business.
Yeah.
Which might not be interesting to anyone else. But I think sometimes
definitely to yourself.
Sometimes
Yeah.
we create things and put them out in the world. And because we've had such close proximity to them, we feel like other people should or I felt like other people should understand it. I guess it's a bit like someone who's been doing something for a really long time, and then they try and teach someone who's never done it before, and they forget all the steps to the beginner stage. So I think that's probably been it. Oh, what's going on with our audio? It's flashing.
Yeah.
Sorry, team. Can you hear us now? We think we fixed it. Maybe. Don't know.
Oh, there's another question though.
Sound has stopped.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're back. We're back.
We're back?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's someone on Facebook saying that they can hear the whole time. So
Perfect.
That's good. So it was just an Instagram thing.
Yeah, it must have been. Weird.
It's the meta.
It must be.
All right, team. Well, thank you all so much for joining us and giving us your most precious time this week. We've loved spending the week with you and answering your questions and having some conversations about relationships. First and foremost, we are here to serve, and that's why we create all of our freebie resources and the podcast. We want everybody to have the ability to improve their relationship and create a better relationship. But Couple and Team is really for people who are committed to taking it that bit deeper.
Yeah. Investing in their relationship.
And we hope that's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Team.